ladies, welcome to Max Mobility. This is a total body, flexibility, mobility, injury prevention routine that takes 30 minutes and is not a mandatory requirement inside Firm 30. Rather, think of this as a bonus tool in your toolkit that I really wanted you to have as a gift so that you can pull it out and integrate it anytime you feel a potential injury coming on, or if you need to decrease inflammation, just have a little bit of a recovery day to maintain your body's joint health and longevity long term. Max Mobility is the routine for you. We're going to start with our extremities, starting with our feet and our wrists, and then work our way in towards the back and torso and hips and groin of the body so that you are going to be a higher performing athlete and just feel more youthful overall. Getting started with your toes, I want you to lift the big toe up as high as you can off the mat while keeping the 4 other toes drilled down. Bring big toes back down. Do not allow little toes to come off the mat. You're going to repeat this movement pattern for 1 minute. We're training the intrinsic muscles of our feet. The intrinsic muscles are the ones that are only in the feet, whereas we also have extrinsic muscles that were related to the shins and the calves, and we'll be training those as well today. The reason the feet even matter is because they're the base of your body. They're the foundation to provide support and stability all the way up the remainder of your kinetic chain. If you find that you have lost over the years just the neuromuscular connection to be able to separate your movement of your toes, this is something that can easily be regained with consistency by doing drills just like we are right now. Now, next we're going to lift the 8 toes and keep big toe down strong. Put them back down. Lift 8 toes up high, keeping big toe down. 2 and 1. Now we're going to come all the way up onto the anterior portion of the foot, the heel, and spread toes as wide as possible. Put them all back down. Up onto the heel, wide as possible, toes back down. Up, spread. This will improve your stability if you are somebody who likes to do stand-up paddleboarding or skiing, snowboarding, surfing. This really translates into regular functional life. Now put your feet down 1 toe at a time. Pinky, middle, pointer, big toe. Pinky, ring, middle, pointer, big toe. One more time, all the way up. Pinky, middle, ring, pointer, big toe. There we go. And next, we're going to add strength, stability, and mobility to your ankles and to your feet. Feet are out wide like this. Now meet me up here in cat phrases with toes pointed outward. You're welcome to use hands on a wall if you need to balance, not for strength to pull yourself up, but just for a little bit added stability until you feel more comfortable removing your hands altogether. In 3, 2, 1, I want you to pick up the pace and no longer allow your heels to touch the mat. When your toes are pointed out, we're training the inner portion of your calves. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Meet me at the side of your mat. And just like our toes were out, I still want your toes out a bit, walking only on your heels. These should be little small steps forward and backward. Now you're targeting your shins in order to prevent shin splints. Small steps here. Do a self-check. It is all too easy to arch over like this in order to provide increased stability for your body. I want your torso in an upright position. Sure, it looks awkward because your knees are locked out, but we're not going to overly compensate. Remember, toes are angled out just a little bit. And this is the last one when you get to the back of the mat. And go back into calf raises. This time, toes are going to be pointed together. And get off your heels. There's a reason the big toe is about twice as big as the other toes, and that's because it's the main driver of force and propulsion. By doing complementary exercises like we're doing right now, we're going to allow you to be better at running, going upstairs, just in everyday life, without having trouble with your arches, your heels, your Achilles, and your shins. All right, now pick up the pace. This one is a little bit harder to do. We're training the outer portion of the calves, and they tend to be a little bit weaker than the inner portion. Pick up the pace. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and just like before, side of the mat. Toes facing slightly in. Don't overdo it. Heel walk. Use your hands to assist you. I want to share that it can be really hard to make yourself do prehab, preventative physical therapy, so that you don't get injured. But think of this as a major time saver so that you don't end up in physical therapy by neglecting something that would have otherwise been really simple to just cover. For me, it helps tremendously to have a follow-along video so to know that I need this as much as you might. Toes are pointed in slightly. And the last rep here, we're going to stop at the front of the mat this time. Meet in the center for regular calf raises. Calves should be getting a solid burn right now. And pick up the pace. I don't want heels resting at all on the mat on this iteration. Remember, you're always allowed to put fingertips on wall if that helps you balance a little. But if you can avoid it, that would be great. So this is specifically working the extrinsic muscles of the foot. This means it uses the feet muscles and the ones that extend outside of the feet. Because our body works synergistically as a team, right? We can't just isolate one spot and expect the best results. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, and last iteration, heel walks. Draw your toes all the way up as high as they possibly can go. Think about spreading the toes this time. If you have issues with bunions, or if you look down at your feet earlier when we talked about how pointed shoes can really make your feet more pushed in and compressed, I really prefer for you to be wearing wide toe shoes, and you know that your big toe and little toe, they all kind of crowd towards each other, and maybe even one overlaps. You can improve the spacing of your toes and give yourself a bit more of a youthful body simply by doing toe spreaders. Imagine wearing the little foam pieces that they give you if you get a pedicure. They actually sell those and market them. People buy them instead of just getting them at the dollar store. But those will help your toes spread a little bit. If you could just wear them for 30 minutes per day, if you do have severe toe compression, it will help your toes release and spread apart more. 3, 2, 1. Now meet me on your hands and knees. We're going to work on our wrists a little bit. Bring hands a little bit closer to your knees. Now hands out. Think about them being in the middle. Now reach wrists away from you, fingertips towards the body. Let's repeat that. 1, 2. Reach arms farther away from you for this one. 3. Women are more prone to wrist arthritis than men, especially if you are breastfeeding when relaxin hormone is elevated. This simple mobility drill and the next one is going to help you have healthier wrist joints. Now make a fist. Stabilize your shoulders directly above your hands. Starting at the top, bring your shoulders to the 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 12 o'clock. Now go reverse direction all the way around. Stop at the 12, go back to the center of the clock, and allow wrists to splay down. Back up again. 12, 3, 6, 9, 12, and reverse. 9, 6, 3, 12. Go to the center of the clock. Allow wrist to collapse. Spread out fingers. Feel the stretch in your forearms. Back up to fists and splay. Fist stability. Increase range of motion. Last one. Hello, healthy rests. Sit back down onto your heels. Draw shoulders up to your ears. Elevate. Now protract by bringing your shoulders as if you're trying to cover up your chest with your shoulders. Drop and depress shoulders down. Now retract your scapular together. Up, forward, down, back. Minimize the movements of your hands and your elbows. And we're going to reverse this. Bring shoulders back and together, squeeze them, drop them down as if there is a heavy child on your shoulders. Pull them together in the front and up towards ears. Now we're going to work on our upper back, our cervical spine, as well as our neck. Drop ear down to your shoulder. Now bring your chin all the way to the shoulder blade. Draw a line with your chin across your clavicle. As if there were a cup of water in your ear, dump it out over behind your shoulder. And bring chin back down to clavicle. Draw the line across the front of your body. Dump water out of your ear. Bring your chin up high to the ceiling. Chin to clavicle. Draw the line. Neck is heavy. Head comes down. As far as you can go. And then draw chin up to the ceiling. Now we're going to work on our shoulders. I want you to bring your elbows together, crisscross your arms, and grasp. I'm going to show you this from the side. I want elbows to come up towards the ceiling. Reach your fingertips high. When they can go no farther, you're feeling a big separation between your shoulder blades. Draw it all the way back down, reaching elbows towards the top of your quads. Feel the stretch on the top of your shoulders. Inhale on the way up. And exhale on the way down. Switch sides. Inhale up as high as you can go. Exhale down. You're preventing shoulder impingement. And ensuring that your shoulders will stay healthier on presses and Arnold's, lateral raises, forward raises. Next, I want arms to come forward, arch your upper back, and open it all the way up. Forward. Fly open like a bird. When you're coming forward, you're going to tuck your chin towards your chest. Preparing us for an advanced stretch. Really think about opening your chest this time. And big arch in the back. Stop right here. I want you to bring arms behind you, link fingers together, reach your head back. And you may feel comfortable just staying in this position. And if you do, you can work on neck rolls to the back. You may feel it's a little creaky. If anything hurts, just come out of that a little bit. Or you may want to progress this exercise by spreading your legs, putting your palms on the mat. Now hip thrust, come to full hip extension, arch in the back, allow your head to fall down, gaze is behind you. Press forward at the hips, squeeze the glutes. Now sit back down slowly, head comes back, hands bound together again. And meet me on your stomach. We're going to work on mobility of your thoracic spine, upper back. Lift arms up. Now draw elbows close to the body. And as if elbows were magnetizing together, reach, 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 drawing chest away from the mat. And back forward. Retract elbows and shoulder blades together. You're improving your posture by adding strength to your upper back right now. Two. And last one. Squeeze elbows together. Now right where you are, don't allow arms to come forward. Put your hands against the mat, and I want you to prop up and put one hand behind your head. We're going to reach the elbow to the outer portion of the other elbow, and then all the way up forward. You can scoot forward a little bit if you need to. And back down. Two. And one. Same thing, other side. Replace that arm down. Opposite hand behind your head. Reaching to the outer portion of your elbow. Now open up your spine. Feel the stretch in your stomach, your hip flexors, your chest, your back. Prop up onto your hands now. Push away from the mat. We're going to work on hip flexors specifically by leaning to the right. Now lean to the left. Your gaze is forward. What's beautiful about training your mobility is that God designed the body such that most of the body gets replenishment through blood supply. However, cartilage doesn't. Cartilage only gets fresh oxygen and nutrients absorbed when it is squeezed out like a sponge. So if you're not moving your joints and articulating in all different planes of motion, your cartilage, your joint health will be neglected and won't get fresh nutrients rushing in order for you to have more smooth movements and youthful vitality with a higher level of longevity. Doesn't mean this will make you live longer. It means as you age, you're going to age more gracefully. Up in a prone position, walk hands towards feet. We're really going to target hamstrings right now. So I want you to link your arms together, bring right knee to your elbows, and switch sides. There is about a fist distance of space in between your feet right now. And switch. Taking this nice and slow, think about driving your glutes to the back of your room with the extended straight leg that has the knee that's locked out. The knee that's bending is making it harder for the leg that is straight, in a good way. Next, I want you to step forward. I like to do this off my mat because it provides a little bit more stability. We're going to reach down with arms to the floor and come back into a lunge, opening up your chest. Reach to the floor and open up the chest. So you'll notice here we're starting with hamstring mobility, and then I'll move you into hamstring flexibility after this. Open up the chest. It's a dynamic move. If your feet are tight roped right now, meaning if there were a rope underneath you and you're trying to balance in one single strip, spread out your legs a little bit so that they're offset. Let me show you from the front. If you're like this, you're gonna fall down. You need to have feet a little bit offset. That'll give you the stability you need, and it's just healthier on the body. 2, you're gonna do one more. And last one. Same thing, other side. Replace that foot in the front. Other foot comes back. Straighten out the legs before you come down. 2 arms come down to the mat. Open up the chest. Hands down to the mat. And open. Three, 2, and 1. Let's work on your hamstring flexibility now specifically. We're going to get back on your mat. Rear foot faces out just a little bit. Front foot faces forward. I want you to reach glutes behind you, behind you, behind you. We're pouring down. Now point the front toe and lift the heel up off the mat. Let's look at this from the side. Back foot is out, shooting glutes to the back of your room, pointing the front toe down so that the heel comes up off the mat. That's number 2. 3, 4. This is our passive range of motion. We're gonna add active range of motion and increase your flexibility next. Grab your toes with your hand. You can use this hand for counterbalance if you'd like to. And then I want you to reach toes up. Curl toes back towards the shin. Feel the stretch in your calf. Reach heel up. And same thing, other side. Back foot is pointed out just a little bit. Front foot is forward. Bend at the knee. Reach all the way forward. Toe is going to come down, lift up off the mat. Think about driving glutes behind you. Chest is falling towards your knee of that front straight leg. And 2 more here. Draw toes towards shin. Push toes on mat. Lift heel off the mat, even if it's just a centimeter or 2. Now add hands to make it a little bit harder. It's optional if you want to have a balanced hand on the mat. Doesn't matter which hand you use. It's very rare that we get this much flexibility in our toes and calves, so take advantage of this. Plus, of course, the major hamstrings. And the last one. Come down and bend your knee. Sit at the edge of your mat. And want other foot extended. Take the same arm as the leg that is bent, and we're going to get a strong base right here. Opposite arm comes up behind you. Elbow comes down to reach towards your elbow, and then back up to the sky. Reach up and down. Stand up and fold down into a little tiny shape. And same thing, other side. I want you to bend at the knee, reach foot out. Same leg as the knee that is facing forward. Take that arm, prop it down on your mat. Hand comes behind your head. Reach towards your knee and elbow. Tap the floor or mat. Extend arm all the way up, fingertips towards ceiling. And last one. Let's work on our groin and ankle mobility simultaneously. Feet are going to come out into frog position. Now drop glutes down. Heels will come up off the mat. Once you feel nice and stable in your frog, put a little bit of body weight pressure on the top of your quad. One foot is flat on the mat with all three portions of the tripod underneath the ball of the big toe, the ball of the pinky, and the anterior of the heel, all making contact, and we're pressing down. And you switch, same thing, other side. If you are somebody who struggles with keeping your feet flat on the ground during squats, especially when you get fatigued, or if you struggle with side lunges, this is the best, most succinct ankle mobility drill that is going to improve your ankle mobility so that you can get your feet in perfect position to provide increased stability, which will allow you to lift more weights and have heavier resistance. And that, of course, is going to give you better results. And one more. Stand up out of that. Legs spread nice and wide. We're going to come down to one side and use your hands to walk yourself to the other side. So preparing your body for deep side lunges. Hands walking back and forth. You're going at your own pace. Now, I want you to be aware that there's a red flag, and this is closing angle pain. So if you feel pain at the hip joint when you're really supposed to be feeling stretching on the lengthening muscles, the hamstring, this is a closing angle pain. It's your body telling you you don't yet have the mobility to go any deeper. And I'd like you to stop if you ever do feel that. Stand up with me. Reach more towards the back of your mat because we're gonna get a little bit more advanced here. Starting with a regular side lunge, allow toes to go up high. Same thing, other side, toes to go up high. Maybe you're like this, hey Ash, this is as low as I can go. Okay, that's great, I'm cool with that. You can only make progress if you keep doing this routine. If you're a little bit more advanced and you can get lower, I want you to come back and sit down on the back. And move forward a little bit so I have space. I'm about to go on my floor. I'm gonna sit all the way down, hands are in front of you for counterbalance, and come back up. You're using this interval to reach your end range of motion and to really challenge yourself. Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Meet me on your knees. Most women struggle with posture and neck stress and tension. This is the last thing we are going to do for today. I'd like you to drop your ear all the way down to your shoulder like we did before, but this time we're gonna go all the way around. So I'd like you to allow your chin to get heavy. Come all the way along the front, to the side, and to the rear. Nice and slowly in the rear. Now we're going to stay in the back half of this circle. If your head were a clock, we're going between the 3 o'clock and the 6 o'clock. And the 9 o'clock. 3 to the side, 6 in the back, 9 to the side. Don't allow your shoulders to start rising up. Ensure that they stay low. If it helps, you can lock your hands below you and really increase the stretch. If you feel a particular sticky point, you can hang out right there. And essentially, you're teaching your muscles and your tendons, the Golgi tendon organ, by saying, hey, I'm going to hang out right here until it relaxes, allow it to relax, and then move through that range of motion. And you are done. Know that I waited to the end to do that more advanced back of your head neck stretch, just because it puts a lot of pressure on your neck. It's a delicate area of the body. So don't be going throughout your day doing neck circles all the time. Only do them gently and slowly when your body is fully warmed up. I hope that you have a productive and fruitful and blessed rest of your day. Bye, ladies.